Look, I remember a few stand-ups ago when I talked about what terrorism looks like. This is it. There should be no question to what our country will look like had the Confederacy won. We're seeing it on full display. And they are absolutely...
So that's an insane statement.
He said,
play it again.
He called Trump and them terrorists.
Play it again.
He basically said we're seeing what would happen if the South won the Civil War.
Play it again.
They are absolutely terrified. And that's, look, I remember a few stand-ups ago when I talked about what terrorism looks like. This is it.
Terrorists.
There should be no question to what our country will look like had the Confederacy won.
That's crazy.
We're seeing it on full display. And they are...
But like,
wow, that is pretty radical of a take, though, to say that
you comparing
this is terrorism when every country in the world has borders and you can't just immigrate there. But now when we choose to go by the same thing, go by the Constitution, is terrorism?
No, you know what's sad about this? We was real life enslaved. That's why you trying to compare people that walked across the border that they wasn't allowed to do compared to people that was forced to be enslaved. Like, this shit is weird.
What are you talking
That
about?
Grok thing, can we not see the answer to that? Go back. You gotta get the Grok.
Nah.
His approval rating is 6.6. This is 94% of people don't approve of you.
Out of like a lot of the extremist takes that we've heard from Democrats, this might be top 10.
The U.S. if they would have won the Civil War.
Like that's insane,
bro. Like y'all at this point is just shitting on our ancestors at this point. Like, what did they really fight for then? If you feel like that, for other people to just come here,
that's disrespectful.
Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry for cussing, but damn.
All because we have culture, we brought it here, and we are who we are, and we love it here, and we help people here. That's what we're known for. We help people, and yet we're getting terrorized. We're going through this. Our families are our babies are literally being ripped from our hands. If someone could please tell me if there's something we can do to help our people. Please just imagine yourself in our situation. Imagine your people are being terrorized. They're being ran over. If you literally cannot have empathy for someone, I don't know what to tell you. You're an evil ass human being and you need help and you need God. You have no heart, and hell, there's a special place in hell for you. Karma is real and God will take care of them. This is so heartbreaking. I don't know what we could do to help. I feel so helpless. I just want to help with something. I just want this to end. I just want there to be peace like there was peace. I just want that. That's all I want for us.
So I'm getting tired of seeing videos of my raza, my Latin community, my Hispanic community, calling out black people, our black brothers, for not doing what we think that they're supposed to be doing. This revolution is for us. This revolution is ours. It is our turn and our time to stand up for what is right. Leave those people alone. If their people want to call them out and ask them to stand in solidarity with us, then let that be so. But I need all my Hispanic and Latinos to leave them alone. If you are not black, do not call them out. They are not deserving of that. We need to focus on our own.
Yeah, because our ancestors fought our fight. Go ahead.
This is not a fight because
it's not.
Obama deported more.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
say that. I know
they brought this upon themselves too. So like you went into a different country.
I'm trying to figure out
you was gonna be straight.
What's wrong with Mexico though?
You got cartels everywhere.
That's the top 5 most.
That's the only
cities.
reason why. It's the main.
Well, duh. Why y'all throwing the flags all over America then? If something wrong with Mexico,
it all like if you think about
Mexican
it all logically,
pride.
it doesn't
It don't make
make sense. Yeah.
If they was waving the American flag, I wonder what Trump would have
But
done.
we were on live and they were. We were watching them.
Yeah,
A
some
lot of
of
people
them
were waving American flags, which kind of confused me because you wouldn't really see that.
I'd rather.
typically, so I don't know why.
If they was waving the American flag and tying their flag and say "Let's unite," that's
Some
more.
people are doing that, though.
That's more understanding to me. But when I seen the American flag getting burned and cars getting burned, and they say "F America," that looked pretty bad.
It's good and bad protesters, but at the end of the day, guys, we're doing like the literal most basic thing that every country has to do. Is have a legal process, have a border, and have documents.
For all the people there.
That's just what happens.
Country 101.
A bunch of people from America goes to a whole nother country and was able to vote and change their whole country. Would
Yeah, that
people
wouldn't
be
be
there?
right.
They're doing that.
Wouldn't be right.
No, I'm just saying. But
No,
like, I'm
that's
just-
actually happening though.
I know, but I'm just saying.
He's
What
saying,
happened if
yeah.
I know.
Americans did this?
They
would
They would
yes.
be upset.
They would call you invaders. They would call
Exactly.
you, what would they say that they are? Hold on. What would they? The colonizers. They would
They're
call them
colonizers.
That's what they would do.
So like,
This is how I know God is real. Because I was literally about to go to a sleep doctor because I really struggled to sleep.
He was.
And then we actually just happened to,
ran across beam.
find out about Beam. And so I was okay, I'll try this first. And it has literally solved my problem. Like, I think the biggest keys here are what are the ingredients? We got the melatonin, the magnesium, and the theanine. All of those like combined, because I've heard of all these things separately, but when you combine them all, it's like you get in the bed and you feel like something's weighing you down. Like that's how you don't feel like moving. And then you wake up and
I remember you said that I felt like I sunk in the bed.
that's how I felt. Yeah, and it helps
That's
me
crazy.
relax my mind before I get to bed. So you can turn on some Cartier Family, lay down, hit the Beam, go to sleep. All right, guys. So what you want to do is go to beam.com and put in the discount code Cartier, and that's gonna get you 35% off. That's not no little discount. That is a big discount, y'all. Beam is really blessing. It's a company that has value similar to ours, and they really just want to help. So 35% off with the code Cartier.
And since y'all want to make this a race issue, let's talk. I have a lot of people in the comments talking about, why are you just talking about African Americans? Why are you just asking for our support? Why are you not asking white people? Why are you not asking Asian people?
That's a good question.
Let me tell you something. If it's not clear by now, they have never been part of the fight. And that's not to come for you guys, but the majority is not the minority, right? Black and brown are the minority in this country. We have had a lot more issues than any other race in this country.
Ain't Asian a minority?
So, by default, you would kind of think like we would stand together, having a history of so much oppression. And, I'm not trying to discredit anybody else, but we have both been through a lot. This is not even a topic of conversation. Once y'all get over the fact that it's not a race thing, because there is only one race, and that is the human race. And if you guys want to continue to put us in separate teams, then we are never going to fix the problem. Truly. If there is no unity, nothing is getting fixed. I'm going to just leave that there.
You guys.
So fix your country.
Well,
They haven't.
I
been,
feel like they can't fix their
Bro.
country by themselves. They might actually need America to actually help.
They
fix
definitely
it. They're
do.
going to need America to fix their country.
They
Logically.
definitely
Okay.
do.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Because if
Unless
the
they go to El
cartel,
Salvador.
if cartel is like Walmart,
that's y'all fault.
Yeah, then
I'm sorry.
you can't blame
I
that.
have
On that.
sympathy.
You can't say that's their fault. They can't control that. That's their government part. Their
Are
government
they
fault,
voting? Are they voting?
I don't
bro.
even
But
know how it
but
works.
voting that don't mean shit when you
it's
got money and
corruption
power.
so high.
Yeah, bro.
I
Like
think you can't blame the actual people, but at the same time, we can't
Bro,
that
it's
can't
just-
change what we
it's
do.
not just Mexicans getting deported. It's all
not.
type of people.
no,
That's
but a
why-
lot
but
of them
the-
countries
isn't the Mexican
have
president working with Trump?
cartels, bro.
But okay, but these,
A lot of them countries, majority of their main source of income might be that
Bro, people are-
cocaine.
people are getting shit back to the UK.
They get
back
shipped
to
across the world.
Ireland.
Yes.
Africa.
I mean, they're going everywhere.
Asia,
They're
Vietnam.
crying. They're just. I don't know why.
Because they're the majority.
They're the
of
majority
them.
of that actually
Yes.
entered to
And
America.
they're close. They're super close. I
Yeah,
understand.
and obviously they probably had, the most people that was actually bringing in actual drugs and stuff in. So I can
From the
understand,
cartels,
but
for sure.
it do look bad. I can see why y'all feel like that, but
I don't know, man. When you're
the
just looking at
the main continent that's connected to us is South America. So it's obviously that's why it's like that.
But logically,
Like in Europe, if they deport people, it's gonna be a lot of Africans or South Middle Eastern.
yes.
So like I feel like
We're not
that's what's
looking
gonna
at it
happen.
logically. This is everybody's land, brother. They have borders now. This isn't
I just don't
the
understand
1600s.
why when Obama was doing it, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, that's also the biggest
That-
point.
you
in
can't-
this,
That too.
actually.
You can't
There
get
is
past
no, you cannot.
This is everybody's land.
that. But
That's the
they
point.
was protesting when Obama was, but
Were
it wasn't on this extent.
Were they though?
Yes, it always been
Do
people.
you know that though?
Yes, it's always been people.
I don't know.
What?
Look it
I
up.
don't
It
know
always
if you
been
know
people complaining
that.
about.
Were they? He said they were protesting illegal immigration when Obama was in office.
It wasn't as bad.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as this.
It wasn't like that.
I didn't even know.
It used to be a small. That's why South Park used
The
to make jokes about it.
Democrat elites boosted this situation.
They say George
That's what
Soros
it
paid
was.
people to go.
Well,
to
you can't really technically say it. Well, the Democrats, but you could also say the Republicans because they ran off of this. So that's why I feel like it's getting politicized so much because the majority of the Trump campaign was close the border and deport.
We've also heard Obama say that, but it wasn't as bad. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
we've heard Obama
But
say
there
It's
that.
wasn't
just
as
Trump-
many
Trump-
illegals
Also-
here.
It wasn't as many illegals too. That's
you know,
And he
the,
still deported more.
You know the number one issue he's still the highest on? Immigration.
Because that's what everybody needed.
Because that's
in
what
America.
everybody wants.
yeah.
So what's the problem here?
Some people would say inflation is because of immigration. I don't know if that's true.
Of
or not.
course.
I don't know if that's true.
It costs
but-
more. It costs
all type
money.
of problems,
It affects
bro.
the economy. Immigration definitely affects the
It's all type
economy.
of problems. This land is stolen land. Every land is stolen.
Everybody fought for every piece of land that have a border. Nobody have had land without nobody dying for it or spoiled blood
You know
behind
what?
it.
They're actually playing with us, bro. At this point, if you really think about it, like we getting played like kind of pussy.
Who?
America for us to even allow this.
Well, other countries is doing this as well. Like in Europe. I'm not talking about like Russia or China. They're gonna dead that shit.
It's because America is the freest country. So
Yeah.
people
Could say what they want to say.
and they just take it so far sometimes. But I mean, that is the good part about America, that you're this is the only country where you're able to do that.
Yeah.
That's why we're the only country that's easy. Because you can't do that in no other country, they're gonna lock your ass up.
Well, other countries you could do it.
In a
brother.
couple other countries, but in a lot of countries, if you go and you do this, what they're doing, they will round
They
all
have
y'all
some real
ass up.
dictatorships.
Yeah.
See that is a problem though to me personally. Like you want to stay here, why would you
Like,
fly another
I feel
person's
like y'all
flag?
playing
That
with
is
us, like
huge.
y'all, like you feel me?
That is pretty crazy. But I understand that's your heritage.
Like, I understand being proud of where you're from, but
Yes.
at a certain point, it's like, okay, now you should also be proud of
Where you
America.
living.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you don't have to. You don't have to
Exactly.
down America to be proud of where you're from. You can be proud of it. That doesn't mean you have to just rub it in their face. Like, I wouldn't go to Ghana and just wave American flags everywhere.
You guys put yourselves in a separate race from us. Hispanics, Latinos have always made it clear that they are not the blacks. Me no black, me no black, me no black. What about Native Americans? The so-called Native Americans? Y'all actually look a lot alike, to be quite honest. How come you ain't calling on them? Aren't they
black people are
a
racist,
minority? Asians are not a minority. Like the math just is not mathing with this one. You know what it is? What it all boils down to? What people never want to admit is that Black American people have always fought and we have always prevailed. No matter if y'all want to say we on the bottom or what, we got ourselves out of shackles. It was not just because some white man one day woke up and said, oh, I think I want to let my slaves free. I think I want to let go of my free labor.
it was because a
Clearly
war
that
was
was not
fought.
the case, because look at what followed with Jim Crow.
Why are black people saying this is not our fight, making you
shut up.
upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to Black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented.
You know why I think they called for the Black people, the 97, 91 for the Democratic Party. That's the only people. That's why I can see the main.
Hey, I can see why.
It's hey, bro, y'all the main supporter of the Democrats. Y'all might as well come help us.
Yeah.
Apprehending them and taking them away from their families and their jobs and the lives they've built here doesn't bother you, then you're a bad person. And I don't want to be your friend. I don't care about your opinion.
I say this in the most disrespectful way possible as a first-generation American whose parent is not from this country. If you got here and you got papers and you agree with what's going on right now, fuck you.
If you are a resident of Los Angeles, California, and you have a large platform on this app on the internet, and you have decided, you have made the conscious choice to not speak out against the ICE raids that are taking place in this city right now,
You're a bad person.
the attack that Los Angeles is feeling in this moment, if you're not sticking your head out for your own community, the city of Los Angeles in which you live, that you benefit so much from, if you can't do that, you do not deserve your platform, and maybe you should fucking move.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but being undocumented isn't a crime. You're just racist. See you in hell. Mwah.
I think it's important to remember that though what Trump is doing in LA is absolutely deranged and incredibly fucked up, it is an act of desperation. The people behind all this, though it may seem very calculated, are not smart.
California does not really belong to the United States. It belongs to Mexico, and we stole it from them in 1850.
People would not have to be protesting.
Like, dude, could we talk about? I'm sorry to keep explaining this. People fought for the land,
and they also said the white people didn't just wake up one day and let Black people go. They had to fight for that. There was a lot of white people died for that too. There was a civil war. White people died for Black people to be free too. That's a fact. And I just don't understand these people, bro.
Black people, this ain't got shit to do with us. I disagree. Piece of evidence number one. Alabama could send inmates to foreign prisons under proposed bill. They say our prisons are too soft. This is from May of this year, 2025. Read it with me. A proposed bill, HB 618, would allow Alabama to send people incarcerated in the state to foreign prisons. This bill would authorize the commissioner of the Department of Corrections to enter into contracts with foreign nations to confine Alabama inmates to a penal institution or correctional facility. Orange Man is already accidentally detaining American citizens, but he says he would love to send the homegrown criminals next to foreign prisons. I just showed you a piece of policy that's been introduced in Alabama that does what? Okay. Like Z said on Twitter, you really think the government that enslaved your ancestors for 400 years, they erase your political prisoners, so they throw no crack into your communities, and you think they above sending your black ass to El Salvador prison? To the people in the back, they are lying to you, claiming that what's happening with ICE is not Black people's business. First, ICE targets Black people too. Also, history should tell you anytime masked and unmasked jump out boys are snatching folks off the street, it's 100% Black people's business. Folks on this side, even if you think you're undeportable, when Trump is talking about overturning birthright citizenship, I should remind you, they was not denying your ancestors citizenship to deport them. They were doing it to deny dehumanizing them and captivating them. I mean, put them in captivity. I'm so annoyed I can't even talk right now. That's how I can't pronounce words, but it's true. ICE agents aren't allowed to detain anyone they want. So the fact they are accidentally detaining U.S. citizens means they are breaking the law. You don't have to put yourself on the front lines. You don't have to go out to the streets to not champion mass deportation politics. You do not have to sacrifice yourself to say, hey, what they doing right here is bad, and I'm not going to be rooting it on. As a matter of fact, Justin Scott made a beautiful video about creating counter narratives that I think you can check out. It doesn't involve nothing about putting yourself in harm's way and all about creating counter narratives with the same device y'all be hating on, these old phones. And coming to a conclusion, conservatives won when they cooked up that xenophobic crack. It's moving in my community like blue magic. I'm talking about it got way too many folks geeked too. It's manufactured destruction just like real crack. Emboldening ICE and increasing the police apparatus is definitely going to have an impact on black people. These Mexicans asked for that. That's what they get. The Latinos should have watched what they were saying. This is the state of California and the Electoral College showing you that it's blue and all 54 Electoral College votes went towards Kamala Harris. Those people in California did not vote for this. As a matter of fact, according to Unidos USA, Kamala Harris won 66% of the Latino vote in California against Donald Trump. According to another source, Votecast, 55% of the Latino respondents in California supported Kamala Harris. I get it though. It's a learned programming. White folks do it the same way. They pick the worst example of black folks and then define the entire community that way and say this justifies doing y'all like that. That's what y'all doing.
Hold on. I had to pause him, bro. Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B. If you're going to say that about the other side, what about the Democrats doing that? As a black man, you said that they're going to target us. I was just speeding, going 85 on a 45. Police asked for my ID insurance. There you go, sir. Slow it down next time. Going about my day. You think they was going to deport my black ass if I ain't have my ID?
Bruh, I would love to see him react to that Obama clip and see what he has to say about that.
It don't.
And has Obama said anything throughout this on X or anything?
No, bro.
I don't know.
Because
he
better
can't.
not. He better not.
That's why I'm just so confused, bro. And then also thinking as a black man, you know, this probably messed up to say this, but all the people that do come across our border and y'all say we're so oppressed and so like we don't have no resources, where are they gonna put all these people that don't have resources and none of this stuff at? Yeah, but that ain't, you know,
in the place that you claim don't have resources.
So you know, I'm
pretty sure resources are limited, buddy. That's why it's called a resource. These people aren't very bright, and we're seeing it in real time, guys. Y'all haven't really seen a lot of black people out there fighting for Hispanic people. I haven't. I've been just seeing white liberals and the Hispanics. That's it.
Well, I've seen. You know,
I ain't seen no black people out there.
Probably looting.
I ain't seen no black people out there.
Probably stealing.
You know, it's different groups doing the protest. You got the actual people that's there to protest. You got people that want to burn shit. And you got people that want to steal.
Because she said it wasn't the white man that got us out of slavery. I'm not even going to get into that.
Technically,
it was.
It technically was.
It literally was.
Technically, who sold you into slavery in the first place?
Other black people. But, well, people don't want to accept that. But, you know, they say white people win the job.
But how can you not accept that when it's actually facts, though?
I want to know, if black people never came to America, would we be better off in Africa? Answer yourself that.
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
I think I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
If you've never been there, you'll wake up if you go.
Let us know what y'all think, guys.